Oh, great. So, hi everybody, it's Jess. So, today I wanted to give some advice to high school students. I get a lot of inquiries from high school students in regards to IELTS psychology and their careers to come. And I actually think that's great because a lot of students are thinking about their careers and how they want to go forward with these things. So it's great, but I just wanted to give you all some advice because I get it from a lot of different areas. I get a lot of DMs about it, questions on YouTube about it. So I just want to give my advice to you all. And one thing, the first thing I want you all to think about is that this is just general, but your mind might change as you get into college. If you're familiar with my story, I went into college thinking that I wanted to be a nurse. For the longest time, I knew that was what I was going to do. And then by the time I got in, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing nursing, for one reason or the other. So just keep in mind that your mind might change. But I know that a few people who've gone into college and like, I want to do this and have stuck with it. My major changed like 3 or 4 times, but I know people who've gone in it. So if this is something that you know in the back of your head you want to do, okay, but just keep in mind that it could change as you go forward. But starting out, I do get some questions about Bachelor of Science versus Bachelor of Arts. Honestly, it just depends on the school and how they categorize the degree. It's not that deep, in my opinion, from an undergrad perspective. What's really important is that you make sure you take the research classes and the statistical classes that will help you learn these concepts prior to getting in. These are going to be baby stats. Once you get into grad school, that's going to be when you get the real stats. But these are things that an introduction as to what you're going to be dealing with as an IELTS psychologist. And these are classes that you need. The type of degree, as far as does it have to be psychology, not really. I mean, I had a sociology degree. Like I said, as long as you have those basic concepts, as far as maybe some classes in IO, if you can. I know not every school offers those, but definitely some classes at psychology. Psychology could be a minor, if so. I mean, if you want to do it as a major, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with it. But just to let you know, like if you go in and then you realize you want to do it, and oh, I didn't take psychology classes. It's not. You don't need a psychology, degree to go for IO, because you will be learning a lot of those concepts again in grad school. But do keep in mind, it is highly encouraged that you take the research methodology courses and then that you also take the statistic courses. And it's also encouraged that, if possible, take some business classes because IO psychology is business. So you do want to make sure you take those business classes. But other than that, that's fine. Sorry, I have this pop-up. I don't know where that came from. Okay. Let's see here. Yes, the next thing is advice that I didn't have, which you guys already know, but really try to get some research experience, because if you're going to go into industrial organizational psychology, you're more than likely going to have to go to grad school unless you have some social connections that can take you places. A lot of times you're going to have to go into grad school, and a lot of times you need research experience to get there. So the more research experience, and this is as far as easy as going to your advisor or whoever and say, hey, do you have any projects, or do you know anybody or any graduate students, if you have graduate programs, that I can work on these projects with you because I want to go into grad school, okay? That's just something that I didn't get as an undergrad. I do think it hurt me a little bit as far as getting into grad school because I didn't have those experiences, and part of it's my fault. I also kind of blame the school too for not really communicating how important, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, just please make sure you can hop on as many research projects as you can, because those will be really important for you going forward. And that's just to demonstrate that you know how to do some research. I mean, you're going to learn, they're going to teach you, but it's just to say, oh, you can do something, you're familiar with it somewhat. And you will get some of that to an extent in your statistical courses or your research methodology courses. So don't think that, you're not going to get it all. Learn how to twist the projects to let it know that you have these competencies, you have done this. So just learn how to use that if you don't have any opportunities from there. And don't feel intimidated. Feel free to reach out to people of different schools. If you don't have those opportunities at your school, feel free to reach out to people at different universities and say, hey, is there maybe another local university has a lot of research going on, and see if you can hop on. It doesn't have to be IO research. It just has to be some sort of research. So And this is going into college, right? You're already in college while I'm sharing this with you. I'm just telling you as a high school student, start thinking ahead of that, like where you can jump on these opportunities at as soon as you jump in. I mean, the more experience you get, the more you develop your CV in undergrad, the more attractive you'll be as an applicant. So do keep that in mind. I mean, start as early as you can and get involved on your campus with things that matter. This could be maybe there's a club like an IO club. Just show some community in that aspect, in that regard. And and like I said, if you are going to be going into IO psychology, it's highly likely, highly advised that you're going to be going into grad school. So start thinking about the experiences that you need to get into specific grad school. So I've always encouraged individuals, if you're looking into going into a master's program, to go to a master's program that offers both scientific and academic lens and then also a practitioner lens. All of them are going to say they offer both. But to the extent that they heavily emphasize one is how it's going to come to play. So for instance, my master's degree at Missouri State University highly emphasized both. I mean, you had opportunity to engage in both. So really, once you get into college, start thinking about, do I want to be a professor or do I want to be a practitioner? That's going to drive the experiences that you look for. I mean, either way, you're going to have to get some research experience. But do you want more practical experience? If you want to go into practitioner, then you might start driving off those practical experiences. But if you want to be a professor, then you're going to start really diving deep into more research experience and getting as much as you can. And that's going to inform, your applications as well. If you want to go for a PhD, then you're going to need some research experience and as much as you can get, get as much as you can. And my last piece of advice for high school students is to find a mentor outside of your advisor, because advisors in college, they're kind of assigned based on a last name basis. But if you can find somebody that can really help you and guide you, this doesn't have to be an advisor. This can be a graduate student. This can be not even a graduate student. Maybe this is somebody at a senior level and they can just help you like, hey, these are the classes that I took. Maybe you can join some clubs to get into that, to get access to these individuals. But try to find somebody that can help you, guide you into taking the right classes. Like, oh, this semester, like you don't want to go off taking art and all of these types of classes and you're kind of pushing away from your whole goal of I want to go into IO psychology. So you need to, take classes and maybe there's somebody around you that can guide you and help you in that regard. And also that'll help you build up your social connections. So even if, you wanted to go here, you have somebody that can reach out, maybe help you as far as your applications. That can help you like, hey, these are the experiences you need to go for. I saw this up here, go for that. It's easier and it's helpful to have a mentor in these types of situations. It makes it a lot more easier for you. They can give you advice that you hadn't even thought of. And especially, going into the undergrad from high school, majority of the time you're very young and you're still figuring things out. There are other life things that are going to be going on, and just having a mentor there to sort of guide you and help you alongside while you're going through this process is going to be very helpful for you. But just as a recap, my advice is you might have career change, so be open to them. You might not stick with IO. You might decide that I want to do something completely different, and it's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself if you change your mind. The degree necessarily, as far as a BS or a BA, it's not that important. Just make sure you get what you need out of it. And that's the same thing that goes with the type of degree. Make sure you get what you need out of it, which is really those core classes as far as research methodology, statistics, and like industrial organizational psychology, or maybe even like just some psychological courses that you could just get familiar with the concepts. And then getting research experience and practical experiences, really going out for those opportunities and starting as early as you can, because those are really important. And then also that being a part of your community, really leaving your footprint on your campus is going to be very important when you go in for these applications. And then lastly, really find a mentor. Think about, what you want for your life and choose your mentor in that way. But anyways, you guys, that wraps up what I have for you all, and good luck, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions or anything of that nature. Bye.